Hey everyone, Jake here for American Muscle, and in this video we're taking a look at the Solo Performance Catback exhaust system fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang EcoBoost Fastbacks without the factory active exhaust. If you're looking for some more raw, powerful sound out of your EcoBoost Mustang, then look no further than this setup from Solo Performance. This is a complete catback system with a lot of good features baked in for a really reasonable price. So if you want the best kind of sound, this one should absolutely be on your shopping list. Now there's no getting around it, this is a pretty loud exhaust, so we're gonna give this a 4 out of 5 on our loudness meter. But there's a lot more here than just volume. Now this is a full catback system, so it's going to take the place of all your factory mufflers and resonators. As you might have already noticed, there are no traditional mufflers or resonators on the table here with me. Instead, you get some really interesting things, particularly these angled resonators towards the end of the system right before the tips. Now these in particular are specifically designed to deepen the sound and smooth out any troublesome or dissonant frequencies. And what that means for you, as you heard in the clips at the beginning of this video, is that you get a good amount of volume and a pleasant tone, but it's not over the top. Now the stock EcoBoost doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but here you get some more of that tenor rasp and burble, which I think pairs well with that fun turbo whistle. Now these resonators help stave off drone as well, so even though you get a lot of sound out of it, everything is going to be pleasant without the literal headache that can sometimes come with an exhaust on a 4-cylinder car especially. Now that bodes well for inside of the cabin too. As you heard from the clips, you definitely do get some more sound inside as you're driving, but it's not obtrusive. You're still going to be able to enjoy your drive, have a conversation, or jam to your favorite song. You're just going to have a nice undertone of exhaust note. And you do also have one additional resonator here where everything meets up with the downpipe, and that is this guy right here. Again, it's going to be kind of similar in scope to what you get with the resonators at the end of the system, wherein it's going to take out some of those dissonant frequencies. It's just maybe not as interesting as one that's cut at an angle, but either way, still the same deal. Again, these are more resonators than mufflers, so you're going to get quite a bit of sound out of all of them. Now the system is capped off with a set of these polished slash-cut exhaust tips that look similar in some respects to your factory tips, although they're quite a bit bigger than the factory ones at 4.5 inches in diameter. In contrast to the sound, these are a bit more subtle, but that's okay. I think they work well with the Mustang styling. It makes for a nice surprise when you start the car up and passersby hear that loud bark. Construction here is all 2.5-inch mandrel bent T409 stainless steel, so it's going to provide some good protection against the elements. Though it won't be as much protection as a full 304 stainless setup would be, you're not paying the price of a 304 stainless system either. The mandrel bending here means that there are no creases or strange bends, making for smooth exhaust flow as well, and less back pressure than your stock exhaust, which is important in a turbocharged car. Now the tips that we were just talking about are made from T304 stainless, however, and they're a dual wall design and are also polished this nice high shine, meaning that they're going to look good and be very resistant to rust and corrosion. This is a pretty solidly constructed system overall. I really like these resonators. I think this has a good sound to it, and everything looks pretty good when you pull it out of the box as well, which is important even if you're not going to see it when it gets installed on your car. Plus it comes with everything you need to get it installed as well, but we'll come back to that in a moment. First, let's talk about price. This system is going to run you about $875. And that actually puts it toward the lower end of the price spectrum for a full catback for the EcoBoost Mustang. And for a good quality exhaust with all the features included, especially the drone cancellation ones, I really don't think that's a bad deal at all. It's got a good sound, it's got a lot of the features that you're going to find on a more expensive exhaust, and though it doesn't have the T304 stainless all the way through, it's still going to provide you good protection and good sound. So if you want that head-turning volume without a lot of annoyances and a huge price tag, this has got to be your pick. Installation will come in at a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 2 hours to complete. Now again, like I mentioned a few moments ago, this is a fully bolt-on system. It's going to utilize all of your factory exhaust hanger locations, so there's no cutting or modification required to the car in order to get this one fitted. You also get the new hardware and clamps that you need included in the box, so you have everything you need short of tools and some time to get it done. With that though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
The tools you'll need for this project are an impact gun or 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a long extension, a 13, a 14, and a 15mm socket. Hi everyone, today we're installing an exhaust on our Mustang, so let's get started by watching a short video on how to uninstall the stock exhaust.
Now your obvious first step here, guys, is to lift and support your car, whether it be on jack and jack stands or in this case, a lift. Now with the car up in the air, we're gonna start by removing the two 13mm bolts securing these brackets back here towards the rear of the car. Now we can move up to our clamp here that secures our factory catback to our downpipe and loosen these two 15mm nuts here. We don't have to remove them all the way. We just want to make sure we can loosen those enough to loosen this clamp up. So now with our forwardmost clamp loosened up, we're going to grab a buddy here, and what we're gonna do is get the exhaust off of the brackets here that secure it to the rear subframe, drop the front of the catback itself, and then at that point we can slide the rear of the factory catback out of these hangers.
All right, first thing on our install is we will be reusing our front clamp with the double bolts on it. And we've got this adapter pipe that comes with the kit. You want to make sure that the curve goes towards the center of the car. So we'll slide our clamp on first, making sure, of course, that our slot lines up with the stud on the stock pipe. Once we've got that in place, we go ahead and insert our adapter pipe. And we'll snug that up with our 15mm socket. Next thing will be to install our Y-pipe using our 3-inch clamp supplied in the kit as well. So we'll slide that over the muffler, slide that onto our adapter pipe. And again, we'll snug that down with our 15mm socket as well. Now when you snug this down, you also want to make sure that the clamp is at the very end of the pipe. That'll give you your best clamping abilities. Now we can install our under the axle pipe, and we're also going to be reusing the hangers that go right behind the differential here. So when you put this on, you want to make sure that the hook on the hanger is facing towards the front of the vehicle. So we'll slide that on, put on our 2.5-inch clamp, and then we'll insert this rear hanger into the rear isolator. And insert our Y-pipe into our under the axle pipe. And you want to make sure that this is fully seated. And then we can go ahead and tighten this down with our 15mm socket. Now we'll reinsert the original hardware in our hanger here. And for now, we'll just leave that loose until we get it all installed and get it aligned. Now we can slide another one of our 2.5-inch clamps over our exhaust tip, slide that into place, and go ahead and snug that down as well. And now we can repeat that process for the other side.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the Solo Performance Catback Exhaust, fitting 2015 to 2023 Mustang EcoBoost Fastbacks without the factory active exhaust. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, for all things Mustang, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.